how the fan's going to come apart, but we're going to give it a try. Not 100% sure how this is going to come apart. Oh, interesting. I think the next method, I think the next, I think the next thing to do here is probably, I think the next thing we're going to do is take this fan off. Bear with me, I'm not 100% sure. Got an idea what to do? But I'm not 100%. So, let's get some wrenches. I'm wondering if I want to take this fan off, and I'm wondering if I take this bolt out, if that will allow this spring-loaded, I don't know what's going on here, but we're going to try and take it apart, try and get this belt off. That's not a bolt. Starting over, we will start over here. Tighten this bitch back up. So I think we're going to try and take this fan off. I'm not 100% sure how to go about it. I don't know. Not used to something like this. I'm going to take this fan off, or at least try. I'm going to try and take this fan off. Not sure if this is the way to go about it or not. I'm going to try it, see what happens here. Okay. Not sure how this comes apart. We're just going to try a few things. See what we can do here. Try and persuade it, see if it moves. And it don't want to move. There we go. It's coming out now. Some kind of pin. Appears to be spring loaded. We'll see what we got going on here. Got plenty of small drift here. So this is embarrassing. Let's try this fella, see if we can get him pushed down some more. Well, one extreme to the other here. Very interesting. It's got to slide off now, I would think. Should be nothing holding this together. There we go. I don't know the purpose. This spring-loaded mechanism, but we have it. Just super handy. Just in case, I think I'm going to end up sandblasting and painting some of these pieces before they go back together, like this fan blade. Tastes like oil. I don't want to forget how this go together, so I think I do. Well, I can put this drift piece back in. Like so. This fan should come off as it just did. I'll try and clean that up a little bit so we can see what we got going on there. Very interesting. Very interesting. That's all I got to say. Just different. So learn the reasoning for all this, I guess. clean some of this up so we can see what's going on. Unfortunately, the 2 days I spent power washing, this did not get cleaned very well. It was covered in tin. Let's get, can we get this out of the way, or is the belt holding it? This piece. Belt's holding it. So, what do we got? It's just very interesting. So, I don't know why it's spring loaded. Don't think we need to. So this is obviously the water pump. This nut, I'm assuming, lets you take the pump itself apart to perhaps get into the impeller. I'm sure there's a seal back in here somewhere. I'm assuming that's what that nut's for. I see some right there. We have a set screw to lock. It looks to me like this pulley, it can be threaded in and out to, that's your belt adjustment. Really different. Very, it's kind of like pain in the butt. I think we are going to use actual JB80 on these threads. Just try and lubricate them up. Let that maybe try and soak in a wee bit. And for the lock nut set screw, we will use the CNH iron guard. Let that sit on there and just penetrate. I'm just going to take a shot back and get rid of this mess, because it's a mess. Put these tools on the table here. The back sounds like it's partially plugged. It's already looking better, if you ask me. Don't like mess. You try and have the mess cleaned up as much as possible anyways. Whoop. Turn this noisemaker off. She's a noisy one, boys. All right, so let's see. What size? I'm guessing we need a 5/8 wrench for that locking. I guess we'll need a 5-inch wrench, either 5 or 9er. We'll bring both so I ain't got to walk twice. Let's see, where am I? So it's a 9. So this must be how you adjust the tension on this main belt, and it's just really silly if you ask me. But what do I know? And And as I was afraid, holy shit, I just busted it. It didn't bust the screwdriver, it broke the set screw. Yeah, what a man. Let's see, takes a 9/16 wrench, a 3/8 nut. Pull that thread on there. Can we lock them? No. It's got a 5/16 thread. See if we can't lock two nuts together on here. Let's see if this works. So it just busted. Yeah, not very nice. Only a 1/2 inch wrench now. For that 5/16 nut. There we go. This threaded on a decent amount. We'll try and lock these bad boys together. So I have more to lock together. Oh yeah, look at that. Now the set screw is coming loose. We'll just leave it. The unfortunate event that it's broke. We'll have to figure something else out because when we get new belts for it, and as it's being used in the future, you're going to want to adjust this. And I just, with a crappy plain old screwdriver, just busted an ear off. Just went to town and busted it off with a screwdriver. Unheard of. Just unreal. Now, I don't know if you can see it in there, but I busted the ear off. But now I can't get the nut off. Worry about that in the future here, or at least see if we can get this bad boy to turn. Still with me there? I just knocked the microphone free off my shirt. Super handy. Okay, so the microphone fixed. Feels goofy on my head, but better than on my shirt where I'll bump it. See if this channel lock will get it to turn. Of course. Of course. We're going to try and just hit it with a punch and a hammer. See if it's probably too stuck for this, but we'll try. Too stuck for that. Maybe we'll put some of this Iron Pro guard stuff inside. We'll just see if we can get it to creep in. Just wanted to show you guys this piece here is goes on the bottom of the radiator. This is how you're supposed to drain the radiator, by taking that cap off. Comes up through here, hangs down by the tire. And anyways, it is just plugged full of crud. It's just plugged. It's unreal. Okay, so I'm guessing try and do here. That looks like 5/16 bolts. We'll get some longer 5/16. All I'm using here is a grade 5. I believe they're 5/16, so we'll thread in there. So only 2 of these are threaded. Should be only 5/16. Yes, it's got to be. 3/8. Grab some longer 3/8 bolts here. Let's see if we can. I think they're 5/16, but okay, so it does take a 5/16 bolt. 3/8 is too big. I think this thing all right. Let me see what we got. No threads. Okay. By me turning it, I see. All right. So now that, because I turned it, try and line these back up. There we go. Okay. We'll get some longer 5/16 bolts. So here are just some grade 5 5/16 bolts. We'll try and stick a bar in here and see if we can't stop the pump from turning and turn this outer There we go. We got some 5/16 bolts, grade 5, threaded in. take a crowbar. See, maybe we can make this work for one man. All right, we're gaining. Let's better keep going. Very, very interesting. This is how you tighten the belt. I just find it just unreal. Try and run it backwards. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to go so easy anymore. Let's lubricate it up some more. belt off here. There we go. What I wanted to do for now. I'll read up on this, but we'll need this crappy belt. Get this one off. We put these 5/16 bolts back in the bin. We will remove thermostat housing and water pump next here. After we get the cloud, we'll take them off with all these bolts. We'll put those in separate. So I think get a bag here of we'll do here's a big bag. Label a cooling fan. I shall drop all these pieces in there. We'll place all the pieces I need to put back together. That inside the engine for now. And I think the next one here is going to be the screwdriver. Loosening the hose clamps. Start by taking off the upper radiator. Let's start by taking off the thermostat housing. Looking. We want teats. We are going to look at some back for now. So, sandglasses definitely coming out very curiosity. The water pump looks like it's also 9/16 5/8. Take the water pump off. We're going to 5/16, 5/8, excuse me. Jeez. Wrench. Tight. They're tight. A little bump to get them going here. Get on it with the socket. Yes. Giving her all she's got. Let's see if we can find a 5/8 shallow socket. Get out a little clear. How this goes. It's a lot better. Find the Just give that a minute. Boy, these are stubborn. I didn't expect that. Can't find it shorter. Half-inch extension. Is it too short? Too short. Don't think I have anything in between. Half-inch. Good turn. There we go. So. We are going to try. can't, not opening up. You got lubrication down in there yet? Let's see anything. Let's hope now. Well, that's over that one. Rusty. Oh man, rust. You guys can see that, man, wow. She has been sitting a long, long time. All right, so nasty. So, even though we're going to take this apart, it's going to get cleaned before it gets put back together. Just want to keep all the crap out of there I can. So again, I'm going to take the shop back, try and suck up all the loose stuff I can. I'm actually probably going to take a scraper and just try and scrape the crap off here with the vac. Handy to catch it. And yeah, we're definitely going to have to take this tank heater hose. We'll take this fitting off. Temperature sending unit. Well, pressure line goes down in the block. We'll probably just leave that for now. Will have to come off, but I put my battery on my phone. We'll call that good, I think. Looks like we'll need 2 half-inch wrenches. Let's take that the stuff off. And I know we'll need a screwdriver. Let's grab a 3/4. Let's start with 3/4 inch wrench. I don't know. Move the camera over here on this side. Stick it up here. Hang it down. So, loosen this hose clamp. A little interesting tidbit here. This is all the coolant I got out of it. Draining the radiator, I will say too, this spring when I was dumping fluids, various things down into the Case IH penetrating oil, diesel fuel, when I was dumping all this stuff down inside the cylinders. I even did a water-based product, Vaporust. Didn't help, but so I do expect there to be water on top of that stuck cylinder because I dumped Vaporust in there. But the oil pan was full, but I don't think what I'm getting at is I don't think the coolant went into the engine because when I drained the oil pan, if there wasn't any water in there, very little if there was, like nothing out of the ordinary. So we'll grab 5/8. Oops. So yeah, what I think we'll do here, just leave it like that for now. Get to the other side at least, put the hose clamp on the table back here of stuff. But we got a 5/8 wrench to take the thermostat housing. Excuse me, we're gonna get a 5/8 wrench here. Scratch all of that. Scratch it all. Where the hell's my 5/8 wrench? Where the hell did I put that son of a bitch? Oh, on the table here. All right. So I got a 5/8 wrench here. There we go. Take the sending unit for the temperature gauge out. We'll just get this out of the way for now. Get a pipe wrench. We're gonna, I don't know if we'll take the nipple comes, but we're just gonna try and take this fitting off because it's just bulky and in the way. If the nipple does not come out, my plan is to leave the nipple there and let a machine shop get it up because it does not look like fun. The nipple staying in the head. Just kind of figured we'll let someone else have the fun with that. Maybe it won't be so bad. But the nipple looks about like I would expect. Get a picture for you guys with this camera. You can see in there. Pretty sludgy. It's really hard for me to get my light in there. But yeah, that's what we got going on. So there we go. All right. I think we'll take the valve cover off next. In order to take the valve cover off, need a 1/2-inch wrench. All right, so in order to take the valve cover off, we're going to need a 9/16 wrench. I am actually, let's see, what do I do? Let's just throw them in the, actually I'm going to clean this. It's really nasty. Throw them in the magnetic tray for a minute here. Get some copper washers, which will not stick in the magnetic tray. I'll set them here. Don't let me forget setting the copper washers there. Okay, there's the valve cover. It's going to come off. As you guys can see, there happens to be no rust inside the valve cover. Super clean. Everything looks normal up here. Like it's not coated in rust. Like that would be a big issue. It actually looks good up inside the rocker area, so that's a plus, I guess. Now, just so I don't lose the valve cover brass washers, I'm actually going to do bag for the valve covers just because of those brass washers. I don't want to lose them. So next thing I'm going to do, let's see, is it half-inch wrench? Nope, it's a 9er. I don't know what I do with my 9/16 wrench. Here it is. There's a 5/8. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do here, I can't turn the engine over, so like this valve is held open. I am not going to be able to turn it over to get the pressure off. And this rocker, holy cow, that is really, really loose. I'm not going to be able to turn the engine over to take the pressure off the push rod, so we're just going to, oh, no wonder it's really loose. I've had them apart. Oh boy, don't mind me, people. I've had some of these loose this spring. We are just going to loosen the rest of them that I did not. Getting the lock nut loose. And we're just going to back off. See, that one's backed off all the way, but the valve's probably supposed to be completely open. Probably was. I believe this was a stuck cylinder. So, I don't know. Valve must be at least part way open. Don't look like it though. This valve's supposed to be all the way open right now by cam position. That's why it's adjusted. As the rocker's as loose as it will go. It still has tension on it. There's nothing I can do because I just can't turn the engine over. So I got all lock nuts loose. Loosen what we can. We'll be going back and adjusting these before we fire it up. Okay. So now we're going to take the rocker assembly off. But first, we're going to take So before we take the rocker assemblies off, right here, these two head bolts hold the tube that brings oil to the rockers. So first thing we're going to do is loosen those up just because we don't want to bend them, break it. Just get it done with, out of the way. Take the valve cover gasket off the head. Oh, look at that, reusable, huh? Joking, joking. Unless it's like $50, then I'm gonna reuse it. All right, so we have to see what size are those nuts. All right, I got a 7/8 wrench. Not surprising, they're pretty tight. I don't know how much, what they're supposed to be torqued to, but I'm sure it's a lot. If I had to guess, they're torqued to 150 foot-pounds. 130 to 150 would be my guess. I'll have to get the book, which I do have. It's in the house, but I do have a book. Right. Interesting. Make sure there's no, like, I don't see a lead washer. No two-cylinder Deers use lead washers for head studs and stuff like that. There's nothing there. So, let's see if we can get this on there. There, got it to turn. Is the stud coming? Seems like it might be. Nope, it's not. No, I don't have it out here, but before I quit for the day, I am going to get like a 13-gallon trash bag and just wrap this rocker assembly up in it to keep the dust off it, dirt off it. I will look at it too, just to make sure I don't see nothing broke on it or something silly like that. Okay. Take this rocker assembly. Long pipe. Give me a minute. All right, let's get this rocker assembly off. See the oiler apparatus is needing a little persuasion. We'll just well, it shouldn't be like rusted up because well, it's inside essentially an oil bath. I would think it would be oh, guess I didn't need to take those two head bolts off. Push rod back in there. I'll have to keep those in order. We'll have to keep push rods in order. So we don't want to take those out yet. All right, we'll put this on the bench here. Other than it needing to be cleaned up, but just got little, I would call it typical carbon builds up. Nothing that can't be cleaned. It looks to be okay. You know, I don't know how many hours are on this unit. I'll go look at the tack quick, but yeah, everything looks okay. We'll leave this here. Like I said before, before I quit for the night, I'm gonna go get a 13-gallon trash bag and put it in here. We'll keep it nice and clean. So we'll just leave this here for now. We'll go back to taking push rods out. All right, I'm going to grab a piece of cardboard. I'm going to take my razor blade. I'm going to figure out where I left it. All right, I'm going to cut a piece of cardboard. All right, so this is a 4-cylinder engine. So it's going to have 8 push rods, 1 exhaust, 1 intake for each cylinder. Yeah, see. It's going to have 4 push rods because it's a 4-cylinder engine, 1 in and 1 exhaust for each cylinder. So we are going to go front to rear. We want to keep them in order. It's just best. Before we put them back together, we'll clean them up, check them for any kind of damage, which I'm sure they'll be all right. And we'll just make sure they're round again. So we got carbon, just carbon sludge buildup, but we'll just make sure they're not bent. Just seem okay. Sure they will be. And now I have my cardboard labeled F for front, rear, R. So now I'm going to cut 8 little slots in here so I can push each push rod through, and I'll put them in a 13-gallon trash bag also to keep them clean. And then these delicate parts that I don't want to get bent, crap piled on them, I'm going to put them up high with the rockers. For now, for the time being, that way they just don't get bothered. They won't accidentally get stuff thrown on them, knocked off a bench, that kind of thing. So, like I said, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll go sideways to just make them a little bigger, because this is a product of the 50s. It's got large push rods, heavy duty. All right, so front. There we go. I'll grab the next one. Put them all in order. Whoops, I heard the lifter come out. Lifter's stuck on this one too. There we go. Don't want to drop them or anything. That's why I'm holding on to them weird. Now, when I put this thing back together, they will all go. We'll keep track of the lifters. Everything's going to go back. All the wear surfaces, like down on the ball here, the ball will wear on the lifter or guide, whatever you want to call it. And they have a wear pattern and they match. So that's why it's important to put them back in the same spot so they can work with the part they're already wore into. There, I got this. Should have used heavier cardboard. We'll put this on the table for now. On top of the rockers. All right, so I really want to get this head off today. I'm not sure what time it is, but if I can get that done, I'll be happy. I really want to see in the bore. So we'll We're going to take spark plugs out just because we can. It'll be easier now than later. So let's see, what size would those bad boys be? 3/4 possibly? Nope. All right, we got 7/8 socket. I believe that's what these spark plugs will take. Get them all loose. Like I said, I've had these plugs out this spring. I've dumped a lot of fluid down these cylinders. I've even took one of the spark plugs, not one of these. One of these is a used one from the shelf, but oh, look at that, mold growing. But anyways, I knocked out the porcelain, everything, welded an air chuck to the base of the metal, and then hooked an air hose to the, after I threaded it back in with the air chuck, put a 125 psi on top of the diesel fuel that's on top of the piston, trying to drive it through the piston to try and lubricate it, get it free. This cylinder wouldn't do it. Pretty sure it's this one here. It's weird to see mold in there. Never seen mold on a spark plug. That's definitely mold. Definitely mold. Interesting. Never seen mold on a spark plug before. Mold on this one too, just starting. I can see mold on top of the piston on this one. I can see a nice clean cylinder wall, washed by diesel fuel. Tell you, I spent a lot of money on this flashlight and I'm really disgusted with it. I can see this is a bad cylinder. I can see the end of the cylinder bore and the top of the head, and I can see rust. And I've flushed a lot of stuff down in these bores, so it probably was worse than what it looks like. This one's got a nice clean bore. This one's got a nice clean bore. So, yeah, this cylinder here is going to be the bad one. I don't know what to do with these plugs. I'm just going to throw them up on the shelf with all the other used D21 spark plugs. And they're the better than nothing stash when that's all you got. It's better than nothing. Before I get too crazy here, I'm going to put those bolts for the rocker in a bag. Label it rocker bolts. Okay. Now we just unbolt the head and take it off, and we'll call it a day. Now, I notice these two center ones have a big, thick machined washer. I don't know why I'm busting my ass on this. Let's get the impact. Let's get the impact. I believe they are 7/8. Let's just buzz them. Oh, get that girl stuck. Get off there, fly. I don't know why, but like I said, these two center ones have machined surfaced washer. All right, so we got all the head bolts loose. How am I gonna remember? I guess I'm gonna make a video reference right now. And actually, let's see, there's a paint marker over here. What I'm gonna do, just to try and make sure that I don't mess this up. Now I realize too that this paint marker will wear right off. Well, we are going to try and mark the two studs with the washers so they go in the back spot. Like I said, I do have the shop manual. I like to think that it tells you where they go, but we are going to mark them just in case. And the camera can tell me too. These two head studs right by the rocker studs. Well, all right. Audio marker. Audio marker. Audio marker. All right, I'm going to take the shop back. And I'm going to back up the crud that came off the studs in between the threads. I just want to back it up, try and keep what I can clean. All right. Shit. Oh, crud. Where'd that one go? Stuck in the frame. Sounds like somebody's here. Let me look. Nobody's here. All right. Actually gonna leave these two nuts on just while I knock the head loose. Not that I expect it to just completely slide up off the studs and fall to the ground, but at least if there's nuts on there, I know nothing weird, silly is gonna happen. All right. Looks like I got all the bolts loose. So this is gonna probably go really hard. And we are going to try and wedge it loose. Now it's probably, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing this head is, good chance that it's never been off since it was brand new, which was 1955. So that's like 69 years ago. Yeah. And just for reference, the hour meter, if it works, has 9,630, not quite 30. I'll get a picture of that later. I don't even know if it works. If it's got that many hours on it, it probably works. I do have them all loose, don't I? Yeah. So, let's try this again. Back here. There, I seen it. She jumped up. We about got her, boys. She's free. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't know if I can lift this thing. Let's take these nuts. Let's get a bag labeled. Get them out of the way. And I can also tell you that I gotta also tell you, if I can get this head off and carry it, which I think I can, I don't think I'm that big a wuss, I am gonna want somewhere to put it down, somewhere nice. So I'm actually just gonna wipe down the counter real quick, don't mind me. Wiping. This will not make the YouTube video. Maybe a blooper reel when I become big and famous. But not right now. Throw that bitch away. Alright, I got a linoleum countertop over there from an old kitchen counter, cleaned up. Let's see if we can get this girl loose. Remove this camera. Where do I want to put this? Now, I'm worried, how heavy this, oh yeah. I'm going to use a step ladder, try that, because I feel like I got to put so much, lift so much weight way above my center of gravity. Feel like if I can get a little higher, it might come up a little easier. Put my foot up on the frame. Oh, come on, girl. Don't stop now. Don't smash my fingers either. And I didn't put these in a bag yet. Handy. We're gonna move them though. Just gonna, don't mind me, YouTube. When this is all machined, ready to go back together, somebody, even if it's my wife, which I'm sure she will, somebody is going to have to guest star and help me put this back on. Ugh, this has got to be at least 100 pounds more. I wouldn't be surprised. This weighs more than 100 pounds. Holy shit. Whew. That was heavy. Alright, YouTube. I don't know about you, but I've been waiting a long time to see what's going on. Let's do it. First thing, there's the mold. It's getting moisture in it again this summer. That's why it's all moldy. There's some more mold in this cylinder. Some sludge. So let's see. This should have been the bad cylinder. You see all the rust scaled up on this one. See, this cylinder is rusty too. Look at that rust. Oh, look at that nice mold pie down there in that cylinder bore. There's the top of the piston. This flashlight I paid way too much for. So this cylinder is pretty, this is the front one here. This cylinder is pretty, look at that flashlight. I paid a lot of money for this. This cylinder is pretty rusty. Very moldy, nice clean bore. It's got a decent ridge from the ring. I got a tool to remove that. I'll have to get the studs out, but look at that. This is water sitting on top of that piston. I wonder it's molding. This is the stock one. You can see all the diesel fuel sitting there. I'll get that out. But this is, yeah, the stuck one. Okay, front cylinder. So this is the front cylinder. There's water sitting on top of the piston. No wonder it's moldy. Looks very rusty. This one's also moldy. Look at that. Yuck. Just wipes right off though. Surface mold. Minor details. This is the bad cylinder, the one that's stuck. So this will be interesting. This has been in here since like April. So it's had 125 psi of compressed air pushing down on it. Wouldn't go past the piston. This one don't look too bad. Moldy again. All right, so let me clean up this diesel fuel and we'll see what we're looking at. Smells pepperminty. Smells like Marvel Mystery Oil is in there too. I can smell it. There's a lot of fluid in here. Oh boy, I don't know what the best way to get all the hits. We only got a half a cup left at this point. Yeah, I can smell the marble, very pepperminty like. Smells good. I enjoy it. Shoo, fly, shoo. If you've never smelt Marvel Mystery Oil, I highly recommend just buying some. It's a petroleum distillate product. It's been around for 100 years plus. Good stuff. And really like it. Didn't get this engine free, but I've had success with stuck engines where I didn't even have to take the engine apart and it ran again. So this is uneventful, everybody. Very uneventful. I'm getting so all the crap I've stuck down into the cylinder and has sat all summer. There's rust ridges. I can feel that. It's nasty. Very nasty. But I don't see, it's so disappointing. Get the moldy crap cleaned out of here. So we can try and get some of that. Case IH iron guard in here. Get the moldy cylinder. Try and wipe that out. This one's getting mold in it too. Must have got a lot of moisture in it this summer for some, I don't know why. She's just a bear, boys. Okay, so like I said, all summer the cylinders had stuff sitting in there, and it is not